don't, sorry. Yes, go.
Searching through the large patches of grass on campus were one professor and several students in hopes of catching lizards. This research project, spanning across 11 universities like UCLA, Pepperdine University, and San Diego State University, to name a few, was led by Long Beach State biology professor Dr. Bree Putman. The project stemmed from the RescueNet program and plans of shaping the next generation of ecology leaders. The study asked whether the urban heat island effect impacts temperature, soil, and moisture levels on campus and how it affects animal life.
We are kind of centrally located among all the 11 participating campuses. And then while the lizards are here, we are measuring their evaporative water loss. So we're using a machine that we press on the skin of the lizard, and it measures how much water is being evaporated across that skin. And that is a measure of hydration. It's one way in which to look at how hydrated an animal is.
Dr. Putman described the reason behind using a small animal like lizards for this project.
We work with the western fence lizard, which is local to this area and the western United States. So they're commonly called blue bellies because they have bright blue belly patches. The males have blue belly patches and throat patches, and they do push-ups to display those to rivals and to mates. And notably, they're very common in urban environments and also non-urban environments. So they occur in a wide range of habitats that are affected, differentially impacted by people. So really urbanized to really rural. Another benefit of using lizards is they're very small and they can't move away from unfavorable conditions. So if an area becomes disturbed by people or there's urban development going on, they're not like a bird or a large mammal that can just fly or move to a new area. They're really forced to respond to habitat changes because they don't have large dispersal abilities, or they're gonna perish. So they're either forced to adapt or perish.
Behind this project were professors from 11 universities of this program and a large body of students, both working in the labs and field to run it smoothly.
My role was, so we had training that we had to do before this, so then we were able to work with the animals and be in the lab. And basically, we're just here to help out, we're just some extra hands. But I've been doing the lizard scanning so far, and that's when we the lizards, after they've been tested for their hydration levels and they've been weighed and they've been checked for ticks and they've been taken a blood sample, we'll just put them on this little scanner and we'll put a ruler next to them, and it basically just takes a little picture of them so then we can measure their length and just identify them later on. And then we can see their color patterns on their stomach and on their necks that way as well.
I've been working on this project since I got recruited in March as the undergraduate representative for the school for this project. And I was tasked with, I put on and off-site monitoring equipment to measure ground temperature levels, ambient temperature, and moisture levels, and test for all that, in addition to scouting the sites for where we can look for the lizards, and processing and managing all the data for that. The max number that we could have caught was 30 each, 30 on-site and 30 off-campus. No university part of this study has caught that many this far. We're one of the highest. We're one of the higher numbers.
Really?
Yes. But that's just because of the amount of help we have. It's obviously hard finding 30 lizards within a several-hour period and catching them all.
And being able to catch them.
And successfully catching them all. And they have to meet our specifications for being a certain size.
They can't be a child.
And they have to be specifically western fence lizards. And there's a lot of other lizards in the area.
Part of the study is to observe how human involvement like urban renovations can affect animal life. Dr. Putman explained how the recent renovations on campus with the Friendship Walk affected this project.
The construction where the Friendship Walk is happening is affecting us because that's where our data loggers are placed. So we have data loggers literally right at the fence edge that's collecting ambient temperature, humidity, soil moisture. So it's not necessarily messy. I was more worried that they were going to mess with our data loggers. But in terms of the lizards being affected by the current construction, I don't think lizards were living in that part of campus. And it might be because it's too impacted by humans already. So like students commonly use that area. And if there's too high levels of like human traffic, that might not be a good spot for them because they might be like constantly running away and hiding from people.
The Long Beach State students share their most memorable experience of working on this study.
Lassoing lizards. It's pretty cool. We literally are using like a large stray fishing pole, and we tie a little lasso made of like fishing wire that's like, it's not like a noose, it automatically untightens if you pull a certain string, so it's just meant to hold them in place and not like strangle them. And you are literally searching through the brush and trying to sneakily like catch them with a 14-foot long pole and like lasso them up and then like make sure they don't escape. It's fun and weird.
I would agree, like the catching lizards, I'm personally not great at the lassoing. Like every time I try, I fail. I have like 100% fail rate. So normally what happens is someone who's better at lassoing gets it, and then I'm the one who like unties them and then puts them in the bag. And it's like, I like holding the lizards. Or we're not really supposed to handle them that much, but I feel like holding them is so fun because like they feel very different from what they look like. Like you can feel all their scales and everything. So it's very interesting.
They said so cute. They just like put their hands on your finger and they just like chill
Or
on your hand.
or they try to bite you.
Or they squirm and try to bite you. Yeah, one or the other.
I've also seen quite a few lizards like lose their tails. And then I don't know if you've ever seen it, but it's like when they lose their tail, the tail
Keeps moving.
the muscle keeps
And we've only had one so far in our capture try to lose its tail, and that was because I think it like hit a branch and lost the tail on campus. But so far we've been pretty successful at not.
That was
yours,
ours.
yeah.
It was because I grabbed it by the tail.
Yeah,
That
okay.
was my
We've been pretty
fault.
successful at not like making sure the lizards are in good shape and like just generally handling them appropriately.
Dr. Putman stated that the project lasted from the entire 2024 to 2025 academic year, researching their hypothesis of lizards on campus holding higher levels of evaporative water loss through irrigation. Reporting in Long Beach, I'm Dante Estrada for the Long Beach Current.